Hi, welcome to Financial Friday. I am now in Big Sky Country, the Treasure State, here in the Magic City, Billings, Montana. It's called the Magic City because out of nowhere it became a city back in the 1800s. But enough about history. Today on Financial Friday, I want to talk about reward, the anticipation of reward, working towards a goal, working towards something, saving up for a car or an outfit or a trip. Sometimes we think that these things are going to be so pivotal in our lives, and we get them, I would say, other than vacation, because you get to relax and you get to change your frame of mind. But sometimes we anticipate that buying something is going to make us feel better. And then maybe a month later, we look in the closet and that something still has its tag on it, or the car is like, it's symbolic of something, but there's something missing. And I would argue that the thing that's missing is you need to look back and reflect on the challenges that you overcame along the way. If it was truly worthwhile, it might have been that you were pursuing something and the outcome was lost in the way you rewarded yourself, whether it be finance, whether it be an object. But then you look back and you realize, oh, all these steps I overcame, all these things that got into my way, and I took on those challenges. So it's the person you become. In Stoic philosophy, it's the obstacle is the way, or the path is the way, and it would also be somewhat of a Buddhism way of looking at things, that it's not about the objects, it's about the journey. It's not about the destination, it's about the journey, I guess, is a better way of saying it. And I think a lot of the reason we are, especially in the United States, driven to be that way is all these TV ads that say, oh, if you only had this, if you only had this, buy this, and are just consumeristic, capitalistic society. And now I'm not against capitalism, and I'm not against buying things if it's for the right reason. But if I'm buying something because the TV guy told me to buy it, and then I'm not really buying it. I'm buying maybe an image. I'm buying a look. I'm buying something. And there's nothing wrong with that either. It's just putting it to your values. If you have 30 different shirts and you only wear 6 of them, guilty as charged right here, it's kind of hard to, like, why did I need all this? What was the purpose? And then those objects are sitting in there. So you worked, you bought them, you got a sale, and then you get this like quick little dopamine thing, like, yay, look at me, I saved money. And then again, a month later, you're in the closet and there's your shirt, still has the tag on it. So it was a false sense that pleasure is not satisfaction. The satisfaction comes from the journey that you took to get that object. A t-shirt isn't the best example, but sometimes you work towards a goal, you work towards something, and then you realize, oh, I accomplished so much more. And now, maybe instead of buying this car, maybe now I'm going to work towards this, or I'm going to work towards something in school that frees up my time and allows me to make more money, less time, do more, help other people, whatever it may be. So the other part of this is that when you realize that you have a lot of things that you thought were going to bring reward and they only brought simple pleasure, they didn't bring satisfaction, maybe the next time you get there with that opportunity, you say, no, I want to save this money for something else. And I'm going to leave myself open if there is an opportunity for something better. Now, in the past, where you've taken on those challenges, or where you've made those purchases, and then maybe a week later something happens to your car and you can't fix it, or something happens to this, or you get an invite somewhere and you don't have enough money, those are opportunity costs. The true cost of what you missed out on was an opportunity for a business, an opportunity to take out a loved one, an opportunity to help somebody financially, an opportunity, endless amounts of things, because you were seeking what you thought was satisfaction, but all you were getting was simple pleasure. So that's a way of measuring your finances. I'll put in a link to a book by a gentleman, I don't recall his name. He talks about I will make you rich, like your version of rich. Like if you're really into, say, tequila, and you go down to Mexico, you can do a tequila tasting tour. You can go to different tequila plantations where they grow the agave. You can go in and you can go to the distillery. What's important to you? What do you really love? Do you love Bugattis, and you want to go to France and see where they make the Bugattis, or you want to go to Italy and see Ferraris, go to Las Vegas and drive a Shelby Cobra around the racetrack. So what's important to you? It might not be about owning a car, a $70,000 or a $700,000 car, but maybe the experience of driving it. So setting aside those small wins, those small pleasures, and seeking true satisfaction and something that's very memorable. So as you're looking back at your journey, you can also say, you know what, I didn't buy this, I didn't buy that because I wanted this. This is what I wanted. So don't mix up pleasure and satisfaction. It's, you can have some small pleasurable things, but most of us, I think, are seeking bigger rewards that are missing in our lives. And I think maybe we're longing for something bigger. Next Wellness Wednesday, I'll talk about how we long for that sense of family. We work throughout the year, and then we celebrate the harvest at Thanksgiving, or we loved ones are coming by, and at Christmas or the holidays, and or Easter, and we have this great anticipation and reward of the family. But the only way, the part that we anchor is the food, and we think the food is what brought the pleasure, and we're assigning the anchor to the wrong place. It's easier to say, ooh, I love you, food, than to call up somebody and say, hey, I love you. I had a great time at Easter. I had a great time doing this or doing that. It's getting past that awkwardness and getting to what is real important, reaching out and talking to somebody that you haven't said anything to, thanking somebody who you've maybe been holding a grudge to, somebody I've been holding a grudge against for a long time. I sent them a text the other day saying thank you, and I hope that they find pleasure in their lives. So looking at what is real versus what you're perceiving. Don't try to replicate the food. Try to replicate the feeling. And I think you'll find a lot of pleasure in that. It's difficult at first, and people might think you're a little odd, but celebrate each other, and let's celebrate each other's victories. As we are getting the freedom to move about a little bit more after COVID-19, really evaluate what's real in your life. I'm sure you've cleaned your house a few times, gone through your closet, and you're questioning why you have some of the things you have. And really look at that and say, do I really need this much stuff? And also ask yourself, what void am I trying to fill with all these objects or with this food? And start writing a journal, start meditating, start trying to get to know yourself. You're probably hiding from yourself, and it's not easy, but it's totally worthwhile. So until next Monday, be your own hero, be safe, have a great weekend, and reach out and touch someone. Thanks.